Kai'Sa.
Now I already feel like JDG have kind of won out in the first 3 pretty heavily because.
What do you need here? Just full dive now with Kai'Sa or something?
They already have a very heavily
Need to commit more now. Just Kai'Sa and then Rakan or something on 4 and just fucking commit. I don't think you can do anything else. Sion with ban, but then you're not using your last pick at all. I don't like this. I don't like this because you see enemy bot lane and you have left to pick and your bot lane. So you're not using last pick at all.
Of blinding your top when you are last pick here as Loud, because now they've
not using this last pick at all.
Yeah, they have. And you're going to have protection bans on the bot side for JDG's bot lane. And I don't even think with the protection bans coming through, you can get a winning 2v2 for Loud because you already have Karma Ezreal. So I kind of feel like you got no advantage by being the last pick.
I mean, it seems that their game plan has been very much priority. When we look at their most played champions this year, Sion is Shino's most played. We've got Envy with the most played on the Aurora. Nocturne, it only follows the Kiana with Jarvan already banned out. So Loud's game plan here in game 1 seems very much, we want to play stuff that we feel confident on, we know we can play well on, and we'll see how much of an impact it can have. Perhaps comfort over like what seems to be on paper right now a favorable draft for JDG. They're going to remove the Varus anyway just because of how strong of a laner he is. That does make a lot of sense.
Rumbles up.
And the other thing is, in my head, I'm like, maybe you consider Braum into the amount of dive, but Braum into Ezreal Karma is just an absolute miserable time. And so I'm thinking now, what supports can you do? Is it a Aphelios Thresh angle, where with something like the Lantern, maybe you can create some space between you and the Vi, especially Aphelios likes it when the opponents come onto you. Sivir is also a good ban. That Spell Shield going to offer a lot of value, which Loud will not have access to.
And I'm really worried that they left up Rumble, right? So now it's you're thinking about what are the safe AD carries. You know, you do naturally think about Xayah into dive, but they don't. JDG doesn't have to commit to full dive, right? Because they can play a poke style comp if they want. I'm expecting JDG, would go towards the Rumble with that up and available. And the question is, what kind of AD do you want to go for? If you lock something that is, really safe. Seraphine is still available, so it's probably just going to be Seraphine
Looks like it, yeah.
And it looks like that is going to be the answer. And now JDG gets double counter pick in solo lanes, got to blind an incredibly powerful bot lane. And I feel like they're going to be just so happy. I mean, you essentially know whatever the pairing is with Ashe, the comp doesn't change. So you have full information with Rumble up. That was the expected one for me. And then it's just a question of what does Honky want to go? I mean, you could even look towards...
Galio.
Yeah, Galio I think could really work with Vi.
I like Galio.
There's a few options for sure.
I also like Akali, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a little bit deeper into the pool. I mean, we're seeing this a lot with Ahri, Ryze, Orianna, all banned away with the Aurora, also picked off the Rift.
What do you think about Yone? Or you think it's just too bad into the Aurora for the lane matchup? Because I always feel like Yone plus Rumble is just such a nice combo.
I mean, it can be. I think that it's just, there's too much front line on the side of Loud. It's when you have this much range available to you with Rumble, Ezreal Karma, I feel like it just kind of goes against what it is that you want to do. TF does make a lot of sense to me just because now it's very Genji-esque in that, like, you just play with patience, you play with your range, you keep your opponent at arm's length, you chip away at their HP, and then when you finally find a target that's low enough, you single them out, you burst them down, and then you go on to win with the numbers advantage. Of course, Loud do have a decent amount of dive on their side. As an avid Nocturne enjoyer for the majority of my career, I always like to see things that can follow up with the Nocturne. A pairing alongside Aurora, I think, can be effective, just because when you turn the lights off, it makes it easier to connect things like the Ashe Arrow, like the Seraphine ult, the Aurora burst can come through. But at the same time, I feel like that there's no real Ezreal threat. I feel that Nocturne by himself is not enough to put pressure onto an Ezreal, especially with the Karma by its side.
Hard to think that the underdogs would be in a comfortable spot given that.
But hey, they do have comfort picks for themselves, and right now that's
Los Ratones. Los Ratones.
Strong hit in Sao Paulo.
Los Ratones.
And we'll see what they can do.
Louder, louder.
The favorites coming into this best of 5, but Azel did hit us with some crazy facts.
Louder, louder.
So far at first stand, JDG yet to win a game. Let's see if they can do that against Loud.
Okay, we're back. Okay, I don't know what just happened.
Loud definitely not a team to go down.
Let's go to the future.
Definitely think it could be in for a pretty scrappy series. I mean, Loud traditionally does play a little
Probably
bit
not in the
slowly,
future.
But, I think when they are pushed, they're not just going to bleed out. They are going to look for engages. They are going to look for fights. So I think it should be pretty fun if they can hold up during the laning phase, and that really is, I think, the big question. If you can get past that check, then it becomes much more.
Any second now.
Setups, which I think is going to be very difficult.
Hold, everybody hold.
Yeah, I mean,
We're there. We made it.
all eyes are on JDG and how they're going to be looking in the series, because as we mentioned earlier, against Gen G, they really did not show us much. They kind of got rolled. It was an incredibly fast series that did not go their way.
And live on patch 26.06, check out Warhound Senna. A portion of the skin's proceeds.
Don't buy it. High Noon is better. High Noon is better.
Buy the skin.
Star Guardian is better. True damage is better. She has so many good skins already. Don't buy it.
Ward invested from Junja means that he will spot out where Youngjae is. Level 3 early secured for Hongkyu, and these globals are going to be really important once we get that level 6 mark. Turning the lights off can make things a little bit harder for the Twisted Fate, but who's going to be the first to make that global map play on the Rift?
Yeah, and you can see Gala and Vampire pushing in on that bot side, holding out Bull and Redbird a little bit. Redbird has already had to use both of his potions, so that's going to hurt a bit. Shino doing a good job on the top side for now. It is not going to be first strike, as some of the top lane rumbles do love to take into tanks. Instead, it is Comet, so playing a little bit more.
Bot is not the easiest.
For the lane.
That's for sure.
Xiaoshu can handle Shino, who has just been such a
scale good though, you know. Ashe Seraphine.
You know, came in,
scale good.
Used to be an AD carry. Was quoted as saying, you know, that there was no good top laners in Brazil. So he's going to go to top. He goes to top, and he's immediately the best top laner in the CB LoL. So sometimes you talk the talk, and you can also walk the walk. But this is going to be dangerous for Youngjae. No way you can contest that bot side scuttle.
Far too difficult. Youngjae instead is going to set his sights on mid. The spell shield really effective against the Twisted Fate. Fun fact, this used to be my favorite Nocturne mid matchup. Nocturne into Twisted Fate.
Ooh. He's going to try to contest. Junja's actually following him. Youngjae is going to wait in the brush. Does throw down the fear, and will push him back. So we'll see if he's going to be able to actually get this topside scuttle, because Xiaoshu has full prio. Shino has been shoved back to his tower, so now this gets a little bit awkward. Envy was hugging towards that top side as Youngjae still on the scuttle. The smite is not available for Youngjae. He's going to lose this to Junja. He'll just walk up and smite it. The question is, can he get punished for doing so?
How can the Nocturne not have a smite and Vi has?
Yes, he should have to flash here.
Oh! Hey! Well played. Wait, how can the Nocturne not have a smite and the Vi has a smite?
Yes, he had his smite up. Yes, he steals away the crab. But Nocturne, those small movement speed buffs on the Q doing some work there for Youngjae as he draws first blood
nice.
against JDG.
I've also got to say, Hongkyu TP'd to the mid lane and then just didn't walk to support him.
He didn't, no.
Hongkyu could have just walked left and saved him.
You're completely right. I'm looking at the minimap. That Twisted Fate is like, the comms have to be, I'm fine, not fine anymore. First blood goes over to Youngjae. And as expected,
how come the Nocturne doesn't have smite?
Yeah,
he didn't get either crab.
Just not my lane, not my problem.
So he double smite on the clear and then Junja didn't? Is that why?
A treat over here.
Double smite on the Nocturne clear. Really?
Small blunder from Junja. We know that, I mean, internationally, it is not a great record for the CB LoL when they've met up against the LPL. That one win that they do have,
it's versus EDG 2016.
I want to say it was 2016 INTZ versus EDG. The group stages where them getting that upset win actually really
hell yeah, it was
impact on the group. Actually allowing HDK to come out as first seed off the back of that. But overall, it has been a very LPL-dominated affair.
It absolutely has, and while of course, you know, the LPL is favored against really everyone except the LCK. Last year at First Stand, we thought the same thing with TES coming through, and TES only ended up getting one win. We're not going to mention who that was against, but they ended up having a bit of a shocking tournament, right?
Why do I feel like the teams last year were more hyped than the teams this year? Look at the teams last year. TES, HLE, Liquid, KC, CFO.
And they were just getting smacked.
And which one was the last one?
And it was kind of a shocking result there for TES. So, you know, if you're loud, you have to go into this with confidence. You have to believe that it could be possible.
I feel like the teams were more hyped last year than this year. Why?
He's going to try to use the ult to get out and will be able to do it.
He's out of there.
Stay safe, but
he's out of there.
On cooldown, and it is going to be gone for now.
Yeah, I mean, nice gank. He's going to get the help on pushing mid out. Envy's then going to be given the freedom to roam around the map. Are they going to look to contest this dragon? It has been started off by Junja. Level 6 now secured by Youngjae. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. Junja's just been sitting in the pit. The bot prio does give him access to this objective.
He's just having a chat. He's not starting it up, okay?
It does very much seem like that he's... What is the game plan here for Junja?
He's going to try to catch Youngjae out potentially here. Youngjae has the Paranoia up and available, and now he will aggro that dragon, which will push Junja back out of the pit. MB moves, Redbird is here, so this should be the scuttle for Youngjae, but JDG do still have push on the bot side, and that is going to make taking the dragon pretty difficult.
Absolutely. I mean, Gala and Vampire continuing to gain advantages in the bot lane 2 versus 2. Already gotten a kill's worth of gold simply through stronger laning thanks to the matchup. And Hongq, Twisted Fate passive coming in clutch, really helping to generate his own individual leads. And so far, even though giving up the first blood, not the ideal way to start for JDG, they're still in a very good position based on how the laning phase has gone so far. Speaking to Nightmare and other LPL pundits, I mean, often...
Hey!
This...
Dropping frames?
This team is
nope.
often...
Just too much in the future, I think.
Sometimes he can make horrendous plays that can cost his team the game, but he can also be that miracle maker, that man that can make the magic happen. And while so far this early game hasn't gone his way, he's still by no means out of this game in any way, and his laners are really doing a lot of work to put JDG in a
That's
Oh my god. I mean, they're just hitting every single skill shot against Bull and Redbird here, and Redbird had to use the heal, has to go back to base. And this is a bit of a problem. You're already down 20 CS in that bot lane, 2v2, isolated 2v2. You've already lost one plate. Gala likely to take another here as well. So they're going to have to try to find some way to get some relief. But when you lose all that pressure on bot side, Vampire gets to walk in for free. He wards out Nocturne. That's going to be moving to his blue buff. And getting deep wards really is the key to avoiding these Nocturne plays. Because if you don't know what's coming, it's very difficult. But you can see on the top side they have wards. In the bot side they have this ward. It is going to get cleared out. But still, you know where the Nocturne is going to be for the next couple minutes, and the River has 4 pink wards for JDG.
Absolutely it does. And I mean, this Dragon start, I mean, I feel like both teams are eyeing it up. It's a very late Dragon start given the context of what we've seen so far here at first stand. Usually the team that has that bot prio will be wanting to kick this objective off, but because of that small lead that Youngjae was able to build up earlier, they are a little hesitant to start that one off. Level 6 working towards for Redbird. He'd love to get that before any major objective starts, but instead I am quite surprised to see the Grubs be the priority here, given how low impact it feels that this objective is in the game right now.
Yeah, I agree, but I guess they just feel like, hey, you know, Hongq isn't at a super strong part of the game. You know, you don't necessarily want to take a fight into the Paranoia, into the Between Worlds, you know, maybe worried about the power of those level 6 ultimates. And Youngjae is over here, has the Paranoia ready. They spotted out that this objective was being taken. Junja will get 2, still has a smite, so he's going to get all 3 grubs. Despite the TP coming in from Envy, Youngjae didn't want to just flash into the pit and flip it. And Junja is able to secure all 3.
Yeah, I don't love that Youngjae was mainly just being a spectator there. There was opportunities to clear out the bot River Vision, maybe even threaten a gank onto the bot side of the map. He has his ultimate available to him, and we need to be seeing this Nocturne just using it. I think it's so important for Nocturnes to have some presence on the map, and even if they're just burning flashes or trying their best to make things happen ahead of things like Dragon objectives, like you need to get those flashes out, otherwise it just becomes a lot harder to do your job as you get into the game.
Yeah, he's looking pretty homeless. It's like you're just kind of wandering back and forth. You're warded out everywhere. There's no camps for you to do. He doesn't feel comfortable to start the Dragon. Yep. Everything is on Vision. Even when he's not on Vision, you're seeing JDG pings on where he's going to be, right? You just saw a ping on top side over by the red buff from JDG. They're saying, yep, this is where he's going now. So Xiaoshu, watch out as Hongq and Vampire will be pushing forward here to push Envy back. It's been a slow bleed. I mean, it's first blood for Loud, but they're down 1.3k at 10 minutes, and JDG are just creating these incremental advantages. The Unstoppable Onslaught going to come forward here from Shino, is going to be able to get a pretty good amount of damage down onto Xiaoshu, but he has his TP, uses the Equalizer to clear out the wave, and no real threat of a kill.
So keeping track of that ping.
Oh, they're going to go in with the Paranoia.
Missed the Q with Nocturne.
A lot of trouble here. The Fear Tether
might not be enough then.
Connect, and that's going to be a kill, but is it going to be a kill back? Youngjae barely surviving.
Oh, Sion died to tower, by the way. If Nocturne doesn't miss the Q there, I think it's free, but he missed the Q.
So he does get the ultimate off. He makes a play happen on the top side, and he gets himself another kill. A nice play, but JDG are being proactive on the other side of the map. They secure the Dragon. You've got Junja stealing away the Grom. They're threatening the bot tower and funneling more plates into Gala as Hongq just continues to farm in mids. I feel like exactly as you were saying, Azael, Youngjae's just kind of roaming around the map, and JDG are punishing his positioning time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been great tracking throughout this game thus far. And the fact that they have all these pushing waves is really helping with the Grubs.
We look back at this play, a lot of the early damage done by Shino. The Nocturne clearing his topside camps, has the ultimate available to him, needs to try and make something happen because he knows that the Dragon is going down, commits to the dive. And I mean, Xiaoshu, he nearly gets a kill back here. Literally, like, any other form of damage would have been enough to trade 1-for-1. Oh, and Shino died to that tower.
But it wasn't execute.
It wasn't execute,
yeah. So respect, you know? He ends up getting taken down, but it doesn't matter. There's the Coinbase gold grind. Youngjae out to a little bit of a gold lead with those 2 kills for himself. Bull getting pushed back as the Destiny is popped. Redbird and Bull have been taking a bit of a beating, but they've kept the tower alive thus far at least. There's a nice little sidestep there from Redbird on the True Shot Barrage comes through.
Yeah, and the problem with game states like this is... Barrier.
Ooh. Tries to use the barrier to get the recall off, but he's not going to be able to do it. Now he is rooted up. The Encore comes through, but there's no one tanking the tower just yet. Redbird gets 1 shot, and Bull, you got nowhere to go, buddy. That's going to be a double for Junja. Gala walks it out.
And tower
as well. Strike back. Now they're up 3K.
The poke is unrelenting. The advantage that they have gained only continues to grow.
That's not good.
And while Loud, like, they don't often generate early game leads, but you just, against a team like JDG, you can't just let them run the Rift like this. They find an opportunity in the bot lane. Youngjae is nowhere to be seen. And now they, like, we're just barely 13 minutes into the game, and it's a 3.7k gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? They were already down a lot of gold even with the kills because the lanes were going so poorly, and obviously the TF passive cheating a little bit there, but still, the laning has just been better, and even though Youngjae got a couple of kills, look at the CS differential between the junglers, right? Because Junja has just been being very efficient. They've been tracking where the Nocturne is, and he has been power farming on the Vi, and now is able to cash in on a couple of kills down on that bot side, and that means that Bull and Redbird are going to be kind of out of it a bit. Gala is nearly going to have his second item, and it was most of the way there, and Bull's still working on that first because he went for the Berserker Greaves early, so he's going to be very far behind, especially when Gala does get that second item and gets the Ramana going.
Yeah, I mean, so Loud is in this really awkward spot now where all of the responsibility falls on Youngjae to make things happen. And the reason why is because, as you're seeing, if JDG just get to play the lanes, they win. TF is just passively farming gold just by laning. And Gala and Vampire just win the 2 versus 2. So if there is no action happening, JDG is just winning. Because they are just chipping away at your towers. They have greater vision control. They always have the prio. And it's just, Loud is bleeding gold away. So all of this responsibility falls onto Youngjae. And you can see that he is fishing, but he's largely just spending his time as an observer.
Yeah.
And like they know exactly where he is right now.
I mean, it's so tough. There's 3 wards on his topside jungle. So he started walking down. He's like, oh, maybe I can go for Xiaoshu. But JDG had already been preemptively assist pinging down on the bot side. So they walk up, they hit the vision plant, they spot Youngjae. They know he was on this side of the map, and now he's not going to really be able to do anything as JDG has
They're sending a fight.
Mid and bot. They move
go, 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 go!
Maybe a teleport in here from Shino to fight over the scuttle. Seems a little bit much because the Dragon's not there for 45.
You can
I
tell
guess
the
not.
pressure is really getting to Loud. JDG, again, keeping to this mantra of we don't need to do anything. We can just let them make the decisions and then we just react accordingly. And with the TP committed, what does that mean? Oh, there are camps I can steal. Oh, Xiaoshu.
Envy in a lot of trouble here. Xiaoshu is overheated. Envy going to try to trade back with the Between Worlds, gets a little bit of damage down. Yeah, I'd be very scared about that. Paranoia going to get popped. They're going to look for a dive.
Without minion, by the way.
Is pretty healthy. Pops a
no minion.
Flashes back, trying to survive. They will knock him down, but it's going to cost them.
I guess it's fine for the Rumble.
Youngjae sacrifices for the squad, and Junja is coming in looking for Envy. Can't quite get him. The teleport barely completes. I thought he was dead to rights.
Yeah, I really thought so too. But he's able to get away. It ends up being a 1-for-1, but that's still a massive win for JDG. Xiaoshu got the whole wave, traded 1-for-1, and now with no jungler, he can just start dragging off no problem. So that's going to be another objective gain for JDG. And you can see how difficult it is for this Nocturne to find plays on the map. He's pretty much only successfully ganked the Rumble. And in both instances, the first time he nearly lost his life, but the second time he did.
This could be dangerous here. They are TPing into the top side, and there is the decimating smash waiting for him. Xiaoshu has no flash, but
that arrow?
The crystal arrow comes from downtown.
It's possible, no?
Does connect another knockup. It's taken
Actually, they don't have damage, maybe.
Okay,
they do. Oi. He's out. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad.
4-3, but still down 3.5k gold.
I mean, a nice punish from Loud. A bit of a, I guess, lackadaisical TP, not respecting the potential positioning of Shino. But at the same time, look at bot lane. Ezreal, look at bot lane. There's Twisted Fate. It's just been given a free lane.
I won't. You can't make me. I'm holding my hand over the minimap and I'm pretending that play won them the game.
Yeah, the cross maps from JDG just continue to come through. Poor Xiaoshu, he really has been the target, but he's doing his best, and JDG are making it work, continuing to gain advantages across the Rift.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, despite the fact that he died 3 times, he's down 16 gold. Now he's up a couple. You know, it's completely irrelevant, and you look down in mid and bot, and that is so problematic as HoNQ going to be working in towards that Lich Bane. Gala probably has his second item.
All objectives this game now. They got Grubs, Double Drake, and now Herald as well. So regardless of all the plays, they're just getting all the objectives.
He's thinking to himself, well, if Envy's come to top, why would Shino be here? And
nice arrow.
It still works on their favor, because again, look at the minimap. You'll see that the Twisted Fate continues to push, and like the gank is nice, sure, you get a kill, but think about how much time this took, how many resources. They got a flash out from Shino, and they got the Ashe arrow out as well. And I mean, like, sure, the arrow is going to come back up in time for any major objective that happens, but still, that 3.7k gold lead that JDG has, I guess you could argue the good news is that it hasn't gotten bigger. Yeah, it hasn't changed either.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten better, hasn't gotten worse. They're going to go in on Xiaoshu again. This time the Equalizer is there. He's trying to kite back, is going to be feared up and knocked down. Envy goes on a killing spree. But still, even with the 3 kills, he's down so much gold because of all the plate gold, the turret gold, the passive from the TF has just made HoNQ ridiculously rich. And it is 2 dragons early for JDG, and it's going to be a Hextech Soul available.
He got 220 gold for killing Xiaoshu. I mean, hey, it helps. It's something. It gets you closer to that next major item, and if they can get that top tower as well, it's better than nothing. And Loud, at the very least, are trying to make something happen. They know that Xiaoshu is an easy target. So far, they are finding success.
They're pinging the Nocturne. Are they just killing the Nocturne here or what?
Look at all the spam pings. They're just 100 pings over where Youngjae is, and Youngjae could be in a lot of trouble here. He has the flash, but I don't think he's got anywhere to go. Gala is here, Junja is here. He overstayed his welcome, and it's
how did they know, by the way? How did they know?
Furious pings from JDG, about 100 of them getting spammed down on that Nocturne. They're like, this is illegal.
How did they know?
He's not allowed to take my blue buff.
And Junja's going to punish it by stealing some camps of his own. Handing that blue buff over to Gala is going to be a lovely treat. They have the Herald for top lane as well. And I mean, it feels like that every play Loud make, JDG just punish in an even more convincing way. The gold lead now will continue to grow. They're going to get a second charge of this Herald off.
Loud has a better comp by far. Why?
Make him remember you as she knows
Enchanter versus Enchanter, Rumble versus Tank, Vi versus Nocturne, TF versus Aurora. Why? It's the same, no? Ish. Same-ish.
Absolutely.
You can have my Rumble, but leave that blue buff alone, buddy.
That belongs to Junja and Junja
better comp by far.
He's got a lot of camps that he needs to clear now.
Comp is fine, no?
In a minute
for JDG.
18. Oh, he's actually going to forego his top camps, set his sights on the bot camps, and get ready for that next neutral objective. As Loud are desperately just trying to finish what items they can. The Storm Surge being finished for Envy gives him a decent amount of damage. Maybe it's enough to one-shot Gala. Maybe.
And as long as Vampire is around, though, it's going to be tough with the Mantra Inspires, with the heal available, with the Cleanse on Gala. And Ro is about to tick over to 10 for HoNQ. He is so accelerated, working in towards that rapid fire cannon next. When he gets that, the team fights are going to be that much easier for them to play out. Junja says,
revenge.
I'm going to take that blue buff back. Took one off your corpse and now took one out your jungle.
Oh my goodness. I mean, this is a much better look for JDG. It's not been very kill heavy, but they've played exactly as they needed to. They knew they had winning matchups. They knew that if they just kept playing the game, they would just be winning. And they've done a fantastic job. Gala and Vampire continues to dominate in the 2 versus 2. They're taking bot tower, they're taking mid tower, the Herald taking top. And now, with all this vision control set up, there's only 1 ward in that tiny brush in Loud's bot side jungle. It's not going to be enough for any TP crazy plays. JDG suffocating the vision away from Loud, making it impossible for them to approach.
They really are. And when you're thinking about
just
Loud,
fight, no?
Thinking, okay, well, maybe they can get some picks, right? You know, maybe that's how you
just
get
fight, I think.
into it. But
Fuck it.
is now complete here for Vampire. Shino's going to try to shove his way in. Destiny will be popped here. As Xiaoshu's coming in behind him. The Equalizers across everyone. The True Shot Barrage nails the backline. Bull and Redbird are running for
okay, we gotta run. We gotta run. No, run. The Seraphine ult whiffed as well. Run. Seraphine ult. Run. It's fine. 0-4-0. We give them Drake. It's okay. It's okay.
And an even better True Shot Barrage.
JDG don't get
yeah, once that Ezreal ult hits in the back, I think it's just run for your life. Especially when Seraphine whiffs ult. Just run.
A beautiful
It's fine. At least it's not Soul, it's just Soul Point. Can win. Kinda. Kinda can win, I think.
This is going to be an uncontested Dragon. JDG looking convincing here in game 1 of this best of 5.
They are looking very strong. Going to be able to go down to bot, knock down another tier 2 here. And looking like they are in full control of this game. 4th tower of the game. Has been pretty even as far as the kills, but JDG has been running the map. Hongq now has 10 stacks on the Roa, so an additional skill point in for him. The rapid fire is complete, 21 minutes in. He's on 3 items, plus upgraded boots, plus the Dark Seal. Ridiculously fed, and now JDG's teamfight just gets that much easier because Hongq just walks forward, gold cards anyone, you land all your poke guaranteed. Even if that's Shino, at this point, they are so fed on the other side that happens a couple times to Shino and he's out of the fight.
Absolutely. I mean, it's also got to be so frustrating to watch as a CBLOL fan just because it feels like Loud can't do anything. But this is exactly what we talked about in draft, right? So much responsibility falls on the young Jay. Envy, he tickles Junja.
Nice little rocket belt there to dodge the Vault Breaker, but that's about the best you can say because now they're going to be onto the red buff here. Loud will spot it out, but not sure they're going to have an answer to it.
They do not, Azael. It will in fact be an uncontested red. And it seems that JDG taking their time as they have done all game long. Baron is available, as our observers are showing us. They can see very little on the side of Loud.
He's going, I guess.
Here comes the paranoia. He's going to try to get
He's out. Wow. He's out. That's crazy.
You'll remember the day you almost caught him. But he does stay alive. Perfect 0-0-0 so far on the TF.
That's completely right. He hasn't been able to actually...
Wow, he's out. Like that?
But he's got a lot of goals.
It's crazy, no?
And the towers have taken a beating.
Oh, that they
doesn't feel like he can just do that, but I guess he can. They have no CC until the Fear lands.
Means the cooldown on his ultimate should be relatively low at this point in the game. JDG, though, again, like they realize that the way that they throw this is by overforcing a Baron, doing something unnecessary. Loud still have ways.
Is TF just like good into their champs then? Because I feel like as Aurora Nocturne, a lot of your game is trying to kill enemy mid, but as TF then you can just ult out always.
3.5 minutes in, Azael. They're threatening Soul.
That's nice, no?
Minutes.
Not counter, but like
if a single member of Loud gets picked,
better than a lot of other champs, maybe.
Absolutely is.
That would actually perhaps die.
No risks, right? Like you said, they're just bleeding them out slowly, and eventually Loud is going to have to try to force
in that moment. A lot of other champs I think would die in that moment, but as TF there you're fine for sure. Especially if you're aware. Like I didn't know before I saw that, but I guess he obviously knows that when he plays TF into Aurora, he can do this. TF Aurora into Aurora Nocturne. Sorry.
2 minutes until this next dragon spawns, and you absolutely must send it.
It's probably not the first time he does that.
There's no way you can give that over and have a chance in this game. So we'll see if they can find some way to get something done. And I mean, Hongq doesn't have a lot of damage done, but hasn't had to. He's just been playing through the side lanes, and JDG are just playing to this win con.
Yeah, he has absolutely done everything that he needed to. He should have his TP available as well. Oh, I say that. No, he doesn't. Right now he's running the heal. But his ulti is already back off cooldown.
Yep, and has that Destiny, so that's going to be the TP.
They're playing very smart game, no? JDG?
Because they know no one's answering Hongq.
Unusual for LPL team, I feel like. Usually it's just go fight. But this game feels very much like don't go fight. Just go other side.
They're losing more tower plates. And now, as soon as you see Shino up on the top side, guess what? No one can face check.
Very unusual behavior.
So then JDG just hard invade on the bot.
I don't mind it.
As long as Sion's not there, there's no way for Loud to walk in.
For me, at least, it's nice to watch a team try to play smart instead of just go fight.
So simple, so textbook.
I enjoy watching.
And really giving Loud no recourse whatsoever. I mean,
a game like this is a slow and insidious killer in that it wears away at your mental because you get so frustrated that you just, like, you feel like you're not playing the game, right? Like, all of your camps are being taken. You can't farm any lane. You can't approach anywhere. You just get so frustrated. And, like, we've heard it from players before. They get bored. Like, they want to play the game, man. They want to play League of Legends. They want to click their buttons and they want to interact with the enemy champions. And JDG have said, no, go ahead, make your play. Go ahead, try and act. And they know
game should be decided in 30 seconds though, because Hextech Soul is too OP, so you have to fight here.
Wait for that good opportunity.
You just have to fight there, yeah, exactly. TP and fight. It is what it is.
TP going to be coming in here from Shino over towards mid lane. We have all 10
just
members in the area. 20 seconds until that Soul would spawn for JDG. Definitely don't want to give that over to them. Shino has the TP shield, is going to be pretty tanky with that. Junja getting caught out a little bit, but on
There's
the
two
other
different
side,
fights,
it's
but this
Redbird,
one is the
and it's
important one,
Bull, and they're
the one
in
we're
a
watching
world
right
of
now.
trouble. Bull's going to be able to try to get out of their flashes back.
It's
Young
cooked.
Jay is already down though, and now Shino is going to be isolated.
Oh, it's so
Equalizer
cooked.
across multiple members.
Everyone run.
Bull is burning, Bull
Those who
is
can
down,
run,
Envy's gonna
like one
follow.
person maybe.
Gala picks
Sion,
up a
yeah,
double,
run.
As all you can do as the Sion is run
Aye.
away. Your
What a sad
teammates are
game.
falling left, right, and center.
What a sad game.
JDG easily win the fight before it even truly starts. Redbird going to be able to buy a little bit of time, but Gala's going to knock him down eventually as well. Make that 3
What a sad
kills
game.
for Gala in the extended play.
They get Soul
They're
Drake
going for
winning
the Baron.
fights
They can
and
take
game,
the
I guess.
Baron,
Like,
the
the game is
Soul,
just gonna
the
end after
towers,
this.
Everything all at once.
It's just over.
Loud, they finally decided to look for a fight, but in doing so, they became split up. Hongq and Gala set their sights onto the back line, removing Envy and Bull before the fight can even start. Keep your eyes on how Loud turn their attention to Junja. They're thinking, hey, maybe we can get a pick here, but look at the back line, the ultimate throw now. Hongq gets a huge stun. So much damage from Vampire and Gala. Mean that the backline is immediately forced to retreat, and with repeated stun cards, a beautiful equalizer. JDG pick apart Loud. They don't lose a single member, and they're gonna get
It's
a
over.
Baron off the back of this play.
And I feel like Equalizer is one of the ults that gets criticized the most in pro play, where people just place it poorly a lot of time. It's kind of a little bit of a different paradigm to place it. Xiaoshu has had perfect equalizers in every single fight.
Absolutely.
They could not be placed better. They're layering on multiple members and covering off their retreat path in every single time. And it's just making it so chaotic for Loud, where they're having to kite back nonstop. And seeing that MasterCard priceless moment, they were able to, of course, claim the Baron, claim the Soul, and it feels like they have claimed game number 1. And Loud just trying to hold on. They'll have to retool, regroup, and see if they can get something going in the second game, because this one has definitely been a frustrating one for them. Just have not been able to find the plays they need. It's been a bit of a slow bleed out here. As look at that Mystic shot. Envy takes 2 to the face and is almost dead. The Equalizer's going to get dropped onto Bull. Bull is running for the hills, but he's gold carded in the Equalizer and is burnt to a crisp. He can go nowhere.
Not playable.
It's cow for dinner as JDG charging in. Shino gonna get
Yeah, for sure not
stuck
playable
as
at this
well.
point, but I think in
And
general
there's
maybe
just
this game not
no
playable.
fear from the JDG members, but
What was the
maybe
issue this
Gala should
game?
have a little. He's gonna have to
Bot
shift back
bot
to his
situation?
team, trying to stay safe. If they're gonna go in, the paranoia is gonna be popped.
Jungle situation?
Young Jay
Bot
hasn't
situation?
even
Maybe
joined
bot.
just yet. Now flying in, trying
After they
to
got
save
that double kill
Redbird.
bot, it's just
Envy
over
is
now. They
fighting
take bot
as hard
tower
as they
and...
can, but all they do is pop the GA. Xiaoshu stays alive. Shino flashes back into
I think
the
that stems from
fountain.
bot more than jungle.
JDG
That's
are
just like
forcing
naturally
down
happening
the
from the bot
towers.
matchup.
Statin padding a little bit more
But they're
before
diveable
this one will end,
eventually.
but they'll knock down the Nexus. I feel like
Isn't it better to go
it's not
Aphelios?
making sense with
Just
Baron, so
kidding.
they're gonna go poke.
We're gonna go for ult.
Nah, not the Seri. Seri is so useless, no?
Yes.
Isn't Aphelios way better?
We have Yunar,
Or Jinx even?
Yunar, we have Moon Yunar.
Seri? In 2026? She's so useless, no?
Original Yunara.
Did I miss something?
Well,
I feel like that champ is kind of shit.
Putting responsibility on Bull to be the hyper carry in this game
Yep.
does mean that JDG can just draft for a winning bot side match. We're gonna blind pick mid. I do feel like they're allowing the jungle pool to get very tight. There we are. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me. Get that Aatrox. We were just talking about how Young Jay on the Aatrox did get that win against
I know it's black
Maya.
screen. Give me 1
and he
second,
was
1
pretty
second, 1 second,
convincing
1
on it when
second,
he was able to
and
find
it's
a
fixed.
couple of good ganks towards the bot side.
Right.
And it's
It's
always
fixed.
really powerful
Nice.
to have champions like Xin, like Aatrox with enchanters, right? And they have the Lulu.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when you can buff up this Aatrox, especially if Young Jay gets ahead, if he has some success in the early game. I mean, he got first blood last game. If you can get that kind of a start, it is quite strong.
I like the Nico. Otherwise, it's like
Strong
Bard.
choice
That's
here
kind of the
for
options you
Vampire,
got.
of course.
Nico or Bard.
You said it, you know, they pick support and bot first, so you're going to have prio on that bot side, definitely with the Nico.
Actually,
More
nah.
Bull and Redbird trying to survive like they were last
I was about to say
game.
Milio
I don't
could have
think
worked
this
as well.
is as extreme
Maybe.
as going up against the Karma Ezreal, but I still expect that JDG will have push and we'll see how they handle it.
Yeah, it's
You going for some pizza? I'm also feeling pizza. Which pizza are you going for?
she's not the strong. Yeah,
What's
she's
what's
not
the
in contrast
what's
to
the go-to?
Yara, who, once she gets those orbs stacked up, can become quite lethal, especially once you hit the level.
the more
6.
details you give me, the more inclined I am to order a pizza later. Keep that in mind. Or is it just are you out of here already?
Her ability to lock you down and you get booted
Did you leave already?
Yunara is just going to unleash on you. So I like the bot lane matchup from JDG. I think it's favorable for them as we move into the second
He's already out
phase.
of here.
Now going to be banned away on the top side. JDG they're gonna have
Is
to
it a
find
pizza day
something.
today?
So something like K'Sante, Renekton is something that they've done before, and it's usually their go-to on the top side. Xiaoshu very well recognized.
Louder, louder, ole, 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 louder, louder.
Because I think Gnar is by far the most common answer to the Renekton. With that being banned out, you know you're
Make your own
probably
pizza.
going into the
I used to do that when I was little, or my family used to do that
That's
when I was
definitely
little, I
the
guess.
likely option.
It used to be a thing for
You
us
have to
anyway,
decide,
when
okay,
we
do I
were
need that to be banned? Can I
living
play
all
something
together.
else into it? And I feel like that's the thought process here.
It was
now
not
for
bad at all
Loud.
actually.
We're
I
seeing
quite
some
enjoyed
potential protection
the
bans
process
for
of making and also
Gets
eating.
thrown down. You know, if you do want to go towards more of a control mage style, maybe want to keep Hong Q off of some of these aggressive answers.
Nacho pizza.
What that suggests.
Oh, it's the answer. It's the answering ban for the LeBlanc because of the.
I'm getting a 40 centimeter Döner pizza delivered in 20. Damn. Döner pizza. Berlin boy or?
So it feels like they're just kind of reading into what the
German boy for sure, no? Döner pizza.
Yeah, just wondering, is Loud going to ban the Renekton, or are they totally fine giving that over?
Personally, I would ban it.
I would
having
too.
seen
Xiaoshu Renekton is
Xiaoshu's,
very good.
yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Renekton, very good. So let's see if they
If I were to get a pizza, I'd get a Vesuvio, I think. So that's what is that? Tomato sauce, cheese, and ham. And I'll probably put some fries on top of the pizza. So pommes on the pizza, and I'd have the.
Unless you're just that worried about the later game, like the composition.
I think in Sweden we just call it like hot sauce. It's more like stark, so it's not really spicy. It's not crazy spicy anyway. So strong kebab sauce. Like that would be the direct translation would be like strong kebab sauce. Tomato sauce, cheese, ham, pommes, strong kebab sauce.
I was thinking to myself, is Andy something you're really
That's what I would go for.
Hey, they banned it away. That's fine.
If I got a pizza right now, that's what I would go for.
Whatever he wants. If it was me,
And it would have to be from a specific place as well. There's this place where I live called Sannegården. It's pretty goated Swedish pizza place. Won a bunch of awards way back. I'm not sure if they're still at the same level or still winning awards, but way back they won a bunch of awards for their pizzas. I like that place.
To be honest, and when you're looking over at Loud side, what's your engage? A Scatter of the Weak, and when you're looking over at JDG, it's basically just Vampire or then, you know, a Flash Charm or, you know, Flanking Renekton, whatever. They have some more options as far as that goes.
But maybe they just plateaued. Because back when I first found out about them, they won a bunch of awards and there was only like one shop in the whole of Gothenburg. And I think now they have a shop like literally everywhere. I think they even have a shop where I grew up, which is far from Gothenburg. So maybe they just went like quantity over quality. I don't know. I'm not that involved in the pizza scene. Not that involved in the pizza scene. I don't really have fast food in general much. Or I try not to, at least. Especially like if I am in another country, I never go for pizza. I think pizza is a mistake in another country. Most of the time. There's better food in other countries. I think we're pretty good in Sweden with pizzas, but I think other countries have other things going, you know. Italy pizzas? True. I think I've only actually been to Italy like once in my entire life. And that was back in, what, 2012? Maybe I went to like this games week thing. Oh my god, what was it called? I was there with Peke and Yellow, I think. It was some gaming convention. Was it in... No, I've been twice actually. I was in 2020 as well for the Milano Gucci. I went with Gucci in Milano for some fashion thing. And back in 2012, gaming convention with Peke and Yellowstar. What was this called? Luca. Yeah, that's the one. I was there. I've been in Italy twice. 2012 for that event, Luca, and 2020 for some fashion thing with Gucci. But I never had a pizza. I've never had an Italian pizza. I gotta go to Italy for a pizza. Come on now.
See if they're going to be able to do that.
Come on.
Just a bit of trading back and forth here in the mid lane. Hongq already has a potion advantage. Had a pretty good level 1 trade there into MB. Kind of forced that trade and is playing bone plating on the side of the Ahri. So was able to win out very heavily in that level 1 trade.
Okay, let's lock in.
Junglers as well, doing similar patterns.
If I can get the mouse to go away for you. Okay, now it's gone.
We see some stuff happen in mid.
Is this Seri champion actually a good champion? It just doesn't feel like a good champion right now. To me. Like, why play Seri when you can play Yunara, for example?
But that's not quite how this lane is currently going, as HoNQ is getting much better of the trades, and ultimately if you sidestep the Qs and don't get hit by them, and you land your skill shots, then, I mean, yeah, you can win out in the 1v1.
You just described League of Legends, and Envy might be getting solo killed. That was incredibly close.
That was close.
We're going to ignore that.
But like, why play Seri when you can play Aphelios? For the dash? Is that why? For the dash? Isn't Aphelios better champion than Seri? Am I crazy? It's harder for sure, but if you play Aphelios well, it's better champion than Seri, no?
With only the 13 CS, and HoNQ will be able to reset this wave, and he can either match TPs.
I don't know. I'm not feeling the Seri. Not feeling the Seri. I liked the Seri when I played it myself back in 2022, and the build was Titanic. It was Triforce, Titanic, Runans, I think, something like that. That's when I thought Seri was really good. Ever since she's been crit, I feel like for the most part she's been pretty bad. There's been, of course, times where she's been good anyway, but for the most part, I feel like whenever she's been crit and this like squishy version, she's just not that strong. She needs to be able to like get in there, you know? And the crit version, you're just full squishy, and it's hard to like actually pop off unless you are fed or have a specific comp around you.
3 minutes into the game, so it does not bode well for that bot side 1v1, but they're going to look.
I think Seri was really strong when she had that bruiser build and she could just get in there.
Get that traded flash out from Xiaoshu, but that is going to be all he gets.
Yeah, sorry for speaking about food. I didn't start it. Someone else started it.
And I think he probably got the first plate. The first one's extremely easy to get.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a consistent pattern in this.
Someone else baited me, and then I baited you.
They're drafting strong bot lane 2 vs 2. This is something that they did a lot domestically. They like having pressure on the bot side of the map, and it's mainly because of that bot crab. Like, once you have the push, contesting that as the enemy jungler becomes insanely difficult. The only way you can really do it is if you have push over mid-wave, and there aren't even that many mid champions at like level 4 or level 3 that can really help you contest early on. So having bot control is extremely important to contesting that, and it limits Youngjae's options as well. You saw that he does end up getting the flash out from Xiaoshu as both top laners end up trading, but him forcing to spend his time on the top side of the map and investing in trying to put a Renekton behind when K'Sante is your laner, like that does not bode well for a long-term win condition.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the hope in those kind of cases is that K'Sante just becomes this brick wall that they can't get through in the team fights, but of course it didn't really pay off in that gank. It is going to be on the early Bramble Vest, though. Well, it is a column boot on the other side. Xiaoshu just kind of consistently pushing this one in and is getting the HP advantage in the trades, as Junja was able to walk up, ward out those Raptors, so they should have full info on where Youngjae is going to be.
Okay, we find ourselves in once again a relatively quiet early game. Cloud's early game leads aren't often the strongest. When we kind of looked coming into this tournament, they had one of the weakest early games at first stand. They often found themselves at deficits, but they are very good at finding ways back into the game, as they often did in their series against Lion as well. Even when they were at these gold deficits, they were able to fight their way back in. And often I keep my eyes on Youngjae.
What do you max second on Yunara? It's W, right?
Drive back that difference.
Exactly, and I mean, honestly, you know, even
what do you max second on Seri? You max E second.
The waves are going to equalize here. They're going to catch the spot wave. They're only going to be down a couple hundred gold. So this is, you know, going a lot better, it feels like, than last time, where they were just getting blasted in the bot lane 2v2. So hard to actually lane into that Karma.
I also feel like Seri is one of those champs, similar to Ashe, where you kind of need Ghost. My feeling. It's just a different champion with Ghost, to me, Seri. And I have the same feeling with Ashe. If you don't have Ghost on Ashe, it feels so bad compared to having Ghost. Like, you're just a different champion with Ghost. He's out, no?
As Shino goes all out, Xiaoshu trades back with
the not
going to be able to try to get out of here, try to outplay, just
can't
do it. Youngjae back-to-back first bloods.
Wasn't this the guy that played Aatrox and like smurfed in yesterday? Day before yesterday? Leon series?
They certainly are.
He had a really good Aatrox in one of the games.
Another effective play on the top side of the Rift. JDG gonna respond with a cross map of their own. But I think in plays like
Is this just gonna be the entire series? Is this gonna be every game? Loud gets kills, JDG gets objectives, and then they just slowly bleed out? Is that the entire series? So far they have 0 objective the entire series, right? They didn't get Grubs, Herald, or Drake's last game, or Nash, of course. They got none. Nothing last game. And now this game as well, same. It's actually a rerun of last game. This is exactly what happened. Not at the exact time, but like... enemy top dive, but bot get dive and lose Drake. This was exactly what happened last game, by the way. Wait, deja vu. Deja vu.
He's stealing camps on the top side of the map, but JDG is getting a dragon and they're threatening a bot dive.
Exactly like last game. Same. It's not worth it, no? Top lane is not like same value to this. If your bot dies like this, then it's gonna be... yeah, we're just going back top. Yeah, it's the same last game. Same as last game. We're just gonna go top again. But no matter what happens top lane, it's not nearly the same value as what happens bot lane, I think. And that's mainly because of Drake, I would say. In today's league, Drake is just way more important than any other objective in the game. Like, even if you get the top lead and get Grubs, it means nothing compared to getting a bot lead and getting Drake. It's just Grub being really useless. It's just really useless. You just have to play bot side, I feel like, in this season. Unless they randomly buff the Grubs or add an objective, which they probably should, either of these two things I just said. I feel like the correct way to play is just Drakes. And bots.
Grubs are alive as well. He may just turn his attention straight towards.
He's just gonna get everything again, brother. They just get everything again. Yo, we gotta contest something.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely tracking Young Jay.
We gotta contest something. At some point, anything. Is it just me?
You're getting warded on both sides. There's 3 wards on top side. The ward just expired on his blue buff, so, you know, they're still going to know exactly where you are. Because as long as you have one side warded, you know they can really only be on the other side or looking for a lane gank. Yeah. And because there's not good gank assist, lane ganks on Aatrox are going to do nothing, right? It's not like you have a Nautilus, and Aatrox doesn't have good gank setup himself, so really there's not going to be much of an avenue of approach for him. And that is going to make things very difficult for these Aatrox, who really can only kind of sit back and farm.
Going to do his best. They do have some vision from Loud on the bot side of the Rift. They've got that one deep ward in the lane to spot out any lane potential gank coming through from Junja. Young Jay going to clear out some vision of his own as well, thanks to his control ward.
Bull going to go in, pops the ulti here. Gala going to turn and fight though. Vampire hits him with a Pop Blossom. In comes the shielding from Lulu. Will keep Bull alive. They wanted to go for an aggressive trade, but bit off more than they could chew. Honku and Emby fighting heavily. Honku incredibly low. Does get hit by the ulti. Will be able to just
can also TP back if he needs.
One of the big reasons why it can be so difficult for the Ahri is once she's committed with the ult, then Syndra's burst on the clapback can be very dangerous. So Honku having to use his ulti to get out of harm's way. He's very low though. Junja hits off the support.
Nicely done there from Emby. It's going to be able to push.
I think the Sari has so much gold, by the way, but not enough to buy anything. Because the items he has right now is the items he had before he took this base. So he took this base and he didn't buy anything. So he just probably has like 1,000 gold in his pocket and he can't buy anything. Because he's going BF, which is probably Yuntal, but he doesn't afford the BF, so he's just walking to lane with 1,000 gold, something like that. So sad, no? Is BF item just bad item right now? Like, unless you get BF, it's just tragically bad, no? Look at this item. Slingshot tier 2 boot. Probably 1k gold in pockets. Isn't this the worst? Look, he's basing again. He's just basing again for BF now, I guess. Yeah. That's so annoying, by the way. You base, you have 1,000 gold, you can't buy anything, you go to lane, you lane 2 waves, and then you base again. How annoying is that? I wonder if BF champ is just bad. Sorry, champion that buys BF is just bad right now. It's so unreliable to be able to get BF or not, I feel like. It's just getting dove in between tower now. Yo, bot tower is about to fall, guys. That's not good.
And is going to be constantly pushing Bull, and they were holding a little bit more even early.
That's not good.
Now, even without a kill,
we have an issue.
1.3k. Young Jay is here to fight, but Bull can't really
We have a
assist
big
in
issue
Honkyu's
at hand,
forcing the
and
run
that's the
here,
bot
so
tower
they're just getting
falling
perma-zoned
right
off
now.
their tower. I think they're gonna lose the whole first turret, and Bolt
Yo.
is just completely out of it.
It is quite devastating to watch how things are playing out.
No, that's so sad.
Sure, he's struggling a little bit in the matchup after falling to a gank early on in the game. He still holds on to a gold lead, but
That's so
Gala
sad.
did the worst thing possible to Loud. The whole wave, cannon included, dies to the tower. He'll give them a mercy one because the tower is about to fall anyway, but a 1.7k gold lead for Yunara. We're not even 12 minutes into the game, Azael.
And he's about to cash out his call too. He only has 5 more charges on the call, so he's going to be up over 2k easily. Already has that first item. Junja is going to grab the second.
Get another objective. And now they play the Herald in 3 minutes, and then they play the Drake again, and the game is just cooked, by the way. Don't have time to scale or anything, it's just cooked from the objectives. Don't have time for anything. Just gotta fight, like, they have to fight in 4:45. You don't want to give soul points. You can give the Herald, but you can't give the next Drake. So you just gotta fight in 4 minutes. You don't even have an item yet.
Exactly. The only real advantage you have is, I guess, the Lulu is going to maybe help you out a little bit there, but it's just...
Wait, Lulu went Shirelia instead of Ardent?
It is a rough one, to say the least. And
I feel like Ardent is better than
All
Shirelia.
they're waiting for is the role quest to be completed. But of course, Gala's role quest is completed. And so what they'll do is they'll move him to mid, and they'll do the exact same thing they did in game 1, which is, oh, you can't beat us in the 2v2? Great, then let's just keep that 2v2 going for as long as possible. Because until you can find a way to break this, we're going to keep chipping away at your towers, and we're going to keep building up advantages.
Well, Xiaoshu cashes out on his call, and that opens up a slight gold advantage for him. But Shino has held up well with some help there from Young Jay in that 1v1. So Shino looking pretty good. Mid lane's about even. Jungle not really.
Is Ante in trouble here now?
It's just all about bot lane here, and we'll see if
He doesn't realize, I think, but he's in trouble here. He needs to get the fuck out of there. Get out of there, get out of there.
Honku is coming up. The Pathmaker used early, so he doesn't have it. He does try to get away. The
Oh,
charm just
he's
barely
out.
misses. The last auto doesn't kill him. Shino limps away.
All right.
Barely survives. No, don't die on the lazy recall. Okay, Jung's just not going to check.
Honestly, a bit of a misplay there from Honku. I think that he was just a bit impatient with a lot of his skills. He could have waited to get much closer and kind of put that extra pressure onto Shino, so he was forced to kind of make a decision as to where the skill shot was going to go. But hey, they get what they wanted. They get a couple plates on the top side. Xiaoshu now going to be heading towards the bot side of the map. Loud getting some vision of their own. But I'm keeping my eyes on the mini-map. I see 2 Galas. One was scary enough, let alone a second one.
That's not fair.
That's not fair at all.
The worst part about the Seri build is not that she gets it late. It's that when she gets it, she has to stack it as well. So not only is she like without a completed item, but even when she does, she needs to stack the item as well.
I didn't want to look to the bot side of my screen. Now I can't look to the left side of my screen either.
This is the worst, no? No item Seri. They're about to get soul point, and once you get the item, you still need to stack it.
2.6k up, and whenever he goes back to base, he'll have
This is the worst, no?
Who did make a pit stop for those Berserker Greaves. Still
It's just cooked.
You can see Shino going all out looking for Honku.
Oh, nice charm, by the way.
Pathmaker gets charmed right out of it, taking a
Charm
couple
mid,
tower
W.
shots. Is he gonna go down? Tries to go back in on
This could be a
Honku,
kill
but he still has
if
2
he
charges
wants,
of that
but
Spirit Rush.
his weak side.
Not gonna risk chasing.
Not sure if he knows about the
Young Jay
Aatrox.
is up there.
I don't think he
He's
knows
gonna
until
look
now.
for a potential play. Pops the World Ender, looking for
Possible?
Honku.
Charm and
Not gonna be able
flash?
to knock him down
No, he doesn't
just
have
yet,
flash.
but does finish him off
Alright.
with a chop of a sword. Junja
He did carry a game on Aatrox 2 days ago. He could do it again.
Now shifting into
Potentially.
a minion is Vampire. But Redbird is here to cover, and so is Envy on the
Alright, Seri got her item. Now she just needs to stack it. How long does it take to stack the Yuntal item?
Because yes,
We already established we're not looking bot lane, buddy.
I don't have enough experience buying this item to tell you how much time it takes to stack that. Does it take like a few minutes? Does it take 1 minute? What is it, like auto gives you 0.5 crit and then you need to do it 50 times? Something like this? Not long really? Okay. So he can have it in time for Drake, I guess. And he just finished his quest as well. Oh my god, this entire time he didn't have quest. I just forgot. So he's getting less gold than the enemy AD when he's farming as well. So it's not just that he's already behind, but he's like falling further and further behind because he doesn't have quests as well. He just finished quests now, I think. I feel like if you don't have quests, you just gotta stay and get the quest done, no, before anything else. Because it basically gives you gold on everything you farm, so the sooner you do it, the more gold you'll get later, right? Like for every creep you farm with a non-completed quest, it's -1, -1, -1, -1 like that. -2 even, I think. -2. For every creep is -2. So the past, what, 5 minutes while Gala is having quest and Bull is not, it's just -2 for every creep.
He does commit his ultimate, which you could argue, hey, that means he's not going to have it available for the dragon. But based on what I'm seeing on my screen, Loud don't feel like they're going to get anywhere near that dragon.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, it's going to be very tough to get over.
I don't know what to do, by the way. Like, how do you win the game from this point? It's 2-2 in kill, but it just feels unwinnable, completely unwinnable. Now Drake's gonna fall, and then it's just Soul Point and Baron and a 3-item Yunara. How do you win? How do you win against this?
Just like last game, it is now turned into a massive edge.
Even if they kill the Renekton a few times like they did to the Rumble last game, it does nothing, you know? They need to kill the Yunara, they need to contest objective.
Oh, but he got the scuttle. Big.
You know when we watch our regions just kind of get perma-killed in all their lanes and absolutely slaughtered?
Unfortunately,
I don't know if that's worse than just slowly losing like this.
No, it's worse slowly losing. It's worse slowly losing. I think it's better when you're just getting like you're getting gapped and they're killing you. I think that's better to play. This feels way worse to play for sure. Like, think about G2's game yesterday. Sure, they were like 0-10 first 5 minutes, but then they fought a few times, they got a few kills here and there, and no matter what, the game is lost, but at least they're fighting, you know, and getting to play the game a bit. This is the worst, for sure. Slowly losing is just the worst. Worst, for sure.
That's crazy, they're just playing with map packs.
Loud? You know how in game 1 you said it was like Loud was playing blind pick and JDG got to see.
Okay, desperate TP here. Double TP, desperate TP. There's no objective, by the way. Even if they die here, it doesn't mean anything, and they're not even gonna get a single one. Maybe one? Maybe one? No? They're gonna TP as well now. Playable or no? Looks kind of playable, no? Playable or no? Playable or no? Maybe? No. No. That was pure desperation, by the way. There's no objective on this side, and they just double TP and try something, I guess. But even if they succeed here and get like 1 or 2 kill, there's nothing to get after, you know. I don't think that play is the play. I think if you want to go for a play, you just fight the Drake. The one that just was killed 2 minutes ago. Just double TP and fight that then. Why double TP here and fight? This doesn't give anything. Even if you get a kill or two, it doesn't give anything.
Connects the stun, but the damage just isn't there. Throwing his ultimate out very early, and now he becomes the target. Lulu does what he can to keep his mid laner alive, but Envy ends up dropping because JDG are coming in from multiple.
And Nico lived as well. Oh my god, wait, Nico lived? They got 0 kill here? No, they got Sin. They got Sin. 1. They got 1.
As soon as you see the angles that they have, there's just no world in which you're really going to be able to win the fight. Your carries are instantly gobbled up here by JDG as they have just displayed domination throughout this series thus far. You can see Redbird's face. Little look of dejection. It's a frustrating game to be playing.
Oh, absolutely.
You know you're just bleeding out, you're bleeding out, you're bleeding out. You know you're slowly losing the game. You finally commit to a play. That doesn't go your way either. And now JDG 2 minutes from Soul, up 8,000 gold here at 20. And Chino going to be sent back away from his tower as JDG will look to try to connect yet another objective.
And I mean, it's a big turnaround for JDG after they were dismantled by Gen G. We heard from Gala and how he talked about how they were expecting that series to be competitive. They wanted to show more, they believed they could show more, and we needed to see more from them, given how dominant that Gen G series was from Gen G. And JDG have looked very dominant. They have controlled both games beautifully.
To me, JDG do not look like an LPL team. Do you understand what I mean? Like, when I watch them play, they don't give me this LPL vibe, the BLG vibe, where they just go fight everything that moves and skill check everyone. They actually play the map, no? Kind of smart, focus objective. If enemy wants to fight, they don't always fight back. Sometimes they just give. It's not really LPL-esque, the way they're playing.
Literally David versus Goliath.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, more so Korean, I would say as
I
well.
do feel like in this version of the story,
I didn't watch any LPL, so I had no idea what to expect. But this is very different from what you normally see from an LPL team.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
this
in
time
this
round-
story, Goliath is impervious.
Goliath has got
So in
all the
theory,
frames here.
JDG versus Fearx would be interesting, but that matchup cannot happen, actually.
Around 50
Can't happen.
seconds, that is gonna be the sole point
Right?
as
That
well,
matchup
which
cannot
means
happen,
that
because
that's kind of their last hope.
it could in the final if both of them beat Gen G and BLG. No, it's just not gonna happen, yeah.
I feel like a broken record, but they just have no vision in the area. They just can't even get close. I mean,
But JDG, BLG will be interesting, I guess.
It's on the top side, right?
Because that's most likely what's happening, right? JDG will win this series, and then tomorrow they play Lyon, and they probably win that series, and then they play number 1 seed from the other group, which is BLG. So it's BLG, JDG, most likely in the semi,
But JDG fully controlling
and then we'll
mid
see
lane.
for Fearx G2, I
Again, they
guess.
just sweep out
And the winner of
all
that
the
plays
vision,
Gen
they
G,
push them
yeah.
back here slowly. Young Jay does secure his raptor
What was the
there.
score in the final?
Well,
JDG
so
versus
Honky
BLG?
looks
Does anyone know?
with the charm.
LPL final?
Only charms up
Was
in
it
minions,
close?
but Chino feeling confident
Or is
now,
it a stomp?
trying to step up. He knows
Because I think Gen G versus Fearx or G2 might be a stomp as well.
Right now, the only space that has been garnered is that by JDG. Full control over the mid wave. They're trying their best to force
Yeah, I see
the
what you mean.
river. They'll face check.
This kind of style versus Gen G is basically just playing a worse version of their own play. I see what you mean. Doesn't really work.
from below them. Envy does not hit the scatter.
So BLG versus Gen G might be really interesting because they play so different, right? That might be a very interesting matchup to watch. It's two completely different teams. Nico play is good. Dying to the Drake though. Run, Nico! No, run, Nico, run! Okay, level up. Wipe, 5-0. 5-0, wipe. At least they fought. At least they fought. At least they fought the Drake. I would suggest fighting the earlier Drakes though, instead of having this like last stand thing happening. Isn't it better just to fight the early Drakes? Because even if you lose a fight in early Drake, you can still maybe find a way back. Because now obviously the game just ends, so feels kind of sad to like be in this position, I guess.
Not going to try to risk it on the Nexus push. Instead, they just take the inhibitor. They'll go back to Seoul. They decide, you know what? They could be respawning. Maybe something could happen.
I mean, there were only 23 minutes in, though. Death timers aren't that long, but really, it starts off with Hongyu. Keep an eye on the left-hand side. Connects on the ball, and because they turn their attention onto him, they don't track Vampire. Connects a nice two-man ulti onto the backline, giving space for Hongyu. And on the front line, the Syndra ult is thrown into Vampire, of all people, and they can't even get the kill there. Meanwhile, Xiaoshu and Junja doing what they need to allow for the MasterCard priceless moment of the game with the Dragon Soul secured. Second of this series, JDG once again demonstrating dominance and a masterclass performance against Loud.
They are looking very good, and I'm feeling a little bit scared as a Lion fan who will have to play the winner of
Yesterday was
this matchup,
3-0, 3-0 as well,
if it
right?
continues this way, it's going to be JDG, who has looked very,
So yesterday and today was kind of
here
boring, I
today.
guess.
Definitely a bot lane masterclass, it has to be said. Gala and Vampire.
I don't think tomorrow will be though. I think tomorrow will be hype.
The top side has held up all right. Young Jay has been able to
My
find
feeling.
some action, but you know, generally past the early minutes, he is just perma-warded everywhere. Their vision game
Hello?
has been so
Okay, we're
good,
back.
and they have been playing very patiently.
Sorry about that.
Gala is chunked low.
I'm not dropping frames, it's just sometimes it does that, the YouTuber.
The
YouTuber does the YouTubing.
Killing Redbird. He's chasing after Envy, looking for even more. Envy flashes back. The scatter going to be able to land
Still got
on
it.
the flash of Hongyu, but it doesn't matter because he is knocked down over the wall. Shino running for the hills here, but Xiaoshu is hungry. He's chasing him down, popping the Dominus, looking to get even more while the rest of his team just pushes the base.
I mean, Shino, he's not going to be given a chance to defend his base.
Who wins? I want to find out who wins.
JDG win another convincing fight.
Who wins actually?
But a valiant effort from Bull, which was not
The plant, get the plant.
He remained standing as they set their sights on the Nexus.
I guess you could say Renekton on 1. The Cassante pieced out. Renekton on 1.
Back to back, the bot lane has been dominant, and Junja has been there to thwart him. It's going to be match point here for JDG. One more.
Alright.
And they will move on and send Loud home.
From a player's perspective, what was the nicest venue you've ever played at? Were there any standouts from a location side, good or bad? I always wondered. Oh, there's so many. Huh. For example, I think China was always very cool. I was there twice, 2017 and 2020. 2020, to be fair, was COVID, but I always felt like it was, as a Swedish person who live in a very small country, to go to a place like China was always very like, wow, you know, you had a wow feeling when you were there. The venues, the people, the places, like it was just very wow to go to China, I think. China stood out to me in general. It's just such a contrast to what I am used to as a Swedish person. For example, in 2017, we played Worlds in Wuhan. So the same place where the COVID broke out, I think. In 2017, we were there for Worlds. I had never heard about Wuhan at that point. 2017, I go there for Worlds. It's in this place called Wuhan. I've never heard about Wuhan ever. And apparently there lives like a lot of million of people there. I will actually check now. I will actually check. Wuhan, China. Let's see how many people live there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
11 million people in Wuhan. It's more than Sweden, you know. I go to a place, I've never heard about this place. I go to a place, more people than the entire country of Sweden. And I remember the airport in Wuhan. When I left the airport and I looked left, I couldn't see the end of the airport. And I looked right, I couldn't see the end of the airport. And it wasn't because it was curved or anything. It was just a straight line and just never ended. It just blew my mind. Like in Gothenburg, when I go to the airport, there's like 30 gates. And that's it. There's no Terminal 1, Terminal 2, endless, nothing, too endless, nothing. It's just like, okay, we have 30 gates. And keep in mind, Gothenburg is second biggest city in Sweden. And we are tiny, tiny. So China kind of blew my mind. Whenever I went to China, it was just like, what the fuck? In a cool way, not what the fuck in a bad way, what the fuck in a cool way. So I think those events always stood out to me. 2017 and 2020 to a certain extent. Keep in mind, 2020 was COVID, so we played the actual Worlds without crowd. But everything else was cool. Just the actual event was without crowd in a small studio. What else?
Jaded by MSI.
I thought Korea was really cool. Korea 2018 Worlds.
So that still lingers in
Thought that was really cool. It just felt like Worlds. No, it's not even about Worlds. It's just, I mean, I know now because I was in Korea 2024. It feels like esports in Korea is awesome. Like top awesome. You don't have like this, how would you say, hidden feeling to gaming there. Like as a gamer in Sweden, most people don't know me because I'm a gamer. It's a very hidden industry for a lot of people. And I think that's maybe the case for all of Europe, actually. I've also felt very hidden in Berlin, for example. But when I went to Worlds 2018 in Korea, there was no such thing as being hidden because League of Legends was like top. Like everyone in the country knew there's Worlds in Korea. League. Mainstream, you know, mainstream people knew, like everyone knew there's Worlds in Korea. So it was like on the streets, all the banners, all the everything, it was just like a part of the country that there is Worlds in Korea. Flags on the street, big groups of people like outside the hotel, you know, looking for players and all that. You don't get that in Europe. It's very hidden. It was like also a wow moment. Okay, it's huge here, you know. Because before that, I played Worlds 2014, which was I'm pretty sure it was Singapore. Then Worlds 2015 was in Europe. 16 I didn't attend. 17 was China. 18 was Korea. So the 17 year in China and the 18 year in Korea was like a very wow moment for me. Like sort of blew my mind, yeah. And then 19 was Europe again, and then 20 was COVID China, and that's all I attended. So I would say 17 and 18 definitely stood out, yeah. China, Korea. It's just a different thing over there, you know. Gaming. It's just a very different thing. So definitely those events stood out. Sorry for the long answer. It's just it's fun to look back or like think back to
the strategy that we're going for here.
All of this, yeah. So thank you for the question. Sorry for the long answer. I hope you
can't stop all of us.
understand
What happens with Kallista's ult? Does that also
what I
bounce
wanted
off?
to get at. Anyway, we're in draft.
I'm not
We're in
sure-
draft,
I'm not sure if
everybody.
it's unstoppable or not. I've never seen it get
So,
rejected
yeah.
by
Yeah.
an Alistar headbutt or something like that. So I think you're probably just unstoppable. I don't think you would get stunned by that.
Interesting.
But I mean,
Wait.
I could Google
We're in
it.
draft.
W definitely stops Alistar headbutt.
It
No?
absolutely does. I'm
Yeah.
saying I haven't seen like Renata throw.
Yeah, sorry for the long
get
answer.
by Kalista and get like headbutt out of the air,
I
like
see what you're
pulverized
saying.
out of the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that
So
makes
that's why
sense.
I'm assuming that it is unstoppable. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's
Honky,
unstoppable.
don't bring out the Veigar again. I didn't love it into... I mean, I guess considering how slow the games have been, it's fine. Oh, these champions are swapping and...
Wait, is
okay,
another
let's-
good one. Yeah, so this is the problem. They're just playing disengage, right? You've kind of like already forecasted when you early pick this what you're going to be playing and what you're hoping your opponents are going to be playing. They just say, nope, we're playing Poppy. We can just Keeper's Verdict knock you away. We're playing Hui that controls space, and we're going to just split push with Jax, who's going to outscale in the side lane. So it's really tough. I mean, this is one of these comps where it is synergistic.
Would you recommend your city for vacation?
With the Flash Tibbers, you stun
During
someone,
summer, I
team
think
comes in,
Sweden is a great place, yeah? Not necessarily like Gothenburg specifically, just anywhere really in Sweden.
You know, like you can
But I would not suggest going to Sweden any other time than the summer, probably. Maybe like late spring / early autumn, sure. But early spring, too cold. Late autumn, too cold. And the other 6 months of the year is just winter / rain / gray. So definitely don't come at that time. Unless you want to do like Christmas at... we have this like pretty famous theme park in Gothenburg, which does both Halloween and Christmas. So unless you're going for either of those, I'm not sure why you would go here during... Or ski! We have a lot of skiing as well. Ski resorts, snowboarding. That's also fun, I think. Something you can do here during the winter. But yeah, that theme park does like the whole park Halloween decorated during Halloween and have all these like spooky houses. Like actually fucking scary spooky houses. Which is definitely a fun experience if you ever have like your ways by Gothenburg at that time. And I think same for like the Christmas decorations they do there. It's very, very nice. But I would 99% of the time say stay away unless it's the summer, pretty much. Caught here. I didn't move yet. No, I did. We're caught. And where are we going, by the way? Where are we going?
That is really tough. That's tough.
It's so quiet.
You hate to see it happen.
It's so quiet.
To start off your elimination.
Louder. Someone has to start the chant. Someone has to start the chant.
Start with E. Think about how bad Junja's jungle clear is going to be. You know?
Like, they can't go quiet like that. Someone needs to just like keep it going, you know? Especially in a moment like that. Louder, louder.
Get a jungle gap.
look out.
It got so quiet.
He's still in his first camp. Yeah, well, now he's not, but he was.
Yeah, I would definitely not go to the theme park during the summer. Never, never.
His first camp.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this is a situation
Never,
where
never.
Azael and I are quickly trying to figure out how...
But I've also done that many times during my youth, so I don't feel like I'm missing out.
You can go and buy the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle that is live now. Purchasing unlocks the
Anyway,
Prestige,
Annie died level 1.
Skin and Chroma. So if you're interested in that, go check it out.
That's not good. And TP'd back. That's also not good.
On the top side, and we'll continue
I'm not a
very
big fan of
crafting
Kalista Renata into
how this is
Korkinami, because you have to find an all-in timing, which is not easy to do. And if you don't, you just get out-sustained and poked.
true. Just it's up to your team.
So I wouldn't want to play this lane as Kalista Renata. I would want to play this Korkinami for sure.
So I was like, I was about to find another...
I think there's way better Kalista Renata lanes than this one. For example, yesterday we had a Kalista Renata versus Nautilus Corki, which I think is way better. Then there's no out-sustaining, no poking, you can just go fight, no problem. And if Nautilus ever hooks, you have a free Q of Renata, and then you can play the long fight with Kalista Rend and Renata W. But Korkinami is just like poking / sustaining lane, one-shotting you lane, and Kalista Renata doesn't really do well into that, I feel like.
Goes in and on it as they clear out that wave. We'll be able to get there themselves, and we'll see if they can find any sort of an all-in play.
Is that why you're so good at League? Because of the weather in Sweden?
here we are. This is the cascading effect.
Then we'd have a lot
So
of good
thanks
League
to Ginger
players.
having a slow start to his clear, he now doesn't get to contest the bot crab.
Big.
Which means that for the first time in this series, it will be YoungJay that actually has control over the bottom side. And now
So
Gala and
no,
Vampire have to
that's
play
not
more
the reason why.
respectfully.
And maybe now Ginger doesn't get a double kill on the bot dive.
Absolutely.
I would say
because the
though,
map has been split. Now,
it
Shino,
definitely
you
helped
do know
that
this
I
means
got my
Jumbo
knee
is
injury and I had no other obligations other than
cautious of
school
that.
at the beginning of my time with League.
Because of that, unfortunately.
Because I played way more than anyone else.
Here, Xiaoshu with not the ideal
So I wouldn't say the weather really helped me out, but I would say my knee injury definitely did. Because before that I was doing handball, football, and floorball all at the same time. So I didn't really have time to do much other than play a little bit console gaming. I was playing mostly Call of Duty and FIFA. Then I got my knee injury and I had all the time in the world to do whatever I wanted because I was just with school and nothing else. So I could play a lot of League at that time. That definitely helped, I think.
I mean, you
Yeah.
I mean, you
If that
spotted
makes
it out
sense.
in the fight. The
Keep in mind, back then as well, I was in like 8th grade, so my school hours were like 8 to 2 p.m. maybe, and I was living close to school as well, so I just walked there and walked back. So I could play League from like 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Plus weekends, of course. Weekends I'll play non-stop, Friday night to Sunday night. Barely sleep. That helped for sure.
As Gala has come back, doesn't have any
The weather was not very helpful
Here it is one more time. I mean, Shino
towards my League
knew the
progress,
waves in
but
a bad spot. He wanted to push it in.
I understand what you were going for.
Early on as well. So he can't really stick in the trade. That's the steadfast presence we were talking about. Good use to interrupt YoungJay to try and keep Xiaoshu alive, and then Xiaoshu takes a tower shot. So
Yeah, floorball is a dumb name in English, but there is no other name for it. Most people probably don't know that sport, actually.
And you said to me, if I got this quote correct, if you are just away from Annie, you generally win the matchup.
Indoor hockey, I don't
Right
know.
now we are seeing that happen live.
Yeah, I mean, Annie is a horrible blind pick. You know, it's a compositional pick a lot of times in pro, but it's a horrible blind pick because you get outranged so badly. And we have Jinja waiting behind them. They're looking for yet another 2v2
This wasn't supposed to happen.
dive.
We had made a deal.
He's basing. He's
Okay.
sticking to the plan.
Okay, cool.
YoungJay is here. We'll spot out Jinja and is
Oh.
going to find out
Failed
that
the E.
Jinja's trying to steal that away. Nice that fast presence. Couldn't find the tackle into the wall, so YoungJay will have this Gromp reset, but Loud will be able to at least defend their side, and that gets some cheers.
Why are they
from the
cheering?
crowd.
They're cheering because he got his Gromp.
Ward ends up falling. YoungJay gonna get a ward back in response.
Got the Gromp.
The crowd's still very supportive of the home crowd favorites, Loud. It's a bit of a tense moment here in the bottom lane. Envy can't really get involved, even though he does have the level 6. If they could get Annie down towards
Keep
the
in mind,
switches-
8th grade is like elementary school, you know?
YoungJay positioning like once
When I
again,
started the
so he cannot
gymnasium, my
let
school
this
day was way
figure
longer,
out
from
his
like 8 to 5. But at this time I was pro already, so...
I don't think he should.
Didn't
Envy
really
is
have to
moving
care
now,
for
so they're
school.
gonna just try to take this away, and you can look at mid lane.
And yes, this was the time I played football. I played football, handball, floorball, then I got my knee injury, and then I played nothing. And it took me like 2 years to fix my knee, and then I was pro, so...
Envy dropped a wave to try to
W
get
knee,
down
I
there and
guess.
force a play. They couldn't actually find it. As
W knee.
JDG just take the scuttle and back off. I feel like YoungJay just had to accept the loss and keep farming.
Took one for the team,
Envy further
so to
behind,
speak.
and, JDG were well aware of the move from mid.
Yeah, sometimes we see this though.
I think if I tried to go pro during my time in gymnasium, so like high school, I guess. No, what's after high school? Before university, whatever. The school days were way longer and I actually had to study at that time. I don't think it would have been possible. It was only possible because I went pro before. When I had short school day and I didn't need to study.
And in this situation, YoungJay, he very much just he wasted
So
time.
W&E for taking one
Back to base, he's gonna start
for the
clearing
team.
through his top side. A little bit surprised considering that his bot camps are up. His camps are spawning very awkward.
Elementary school ends at 9th grade.
But he's shadowing the top side, level 6. Yeah, this
So the
one
last 2
again,
years I
again,
was
against Shino,
basically playing League only.
Yeah, they can see that YoungJay is on that
Chilling.
board over by
Waiting for my
Raptors
knee
here.
to fix
Fonzu
itself.
was winning on those trades and did get the kill on Tivers.
It took me like 1 year to get my operation, so the first year was just wasted. And then the second year after the operation, I had to do rehab.
This wave,
And that's like very, very basic movement for your knee, you know? It's not even like going to the gym and lifting weights. It's just like move the knee to the left and then move it a little bit to the right and then a little bit up and a little bit down and repeat 10 times like that. So you could do it at home, you know? I could literally do that between games. Physio, yeah, pretty much rehab physio. So it's like, in theory, it was perfect for going pro at League, you know, because I had a pretty chill school situation since it was still elementary school. I didn't have any other obligations other than move a bit post-surgery. So, could just focus on League. Very optimal condition for going pro.
JDG with a very patient approach. Now, though, JDG is going to be the one to kick off the Dragon.
MBTI personality. Good question. I have it here somewhere. It's the 16 personalities thing, no? I swear I saved it somewhere.
And the Spiraling Spear just came back up now. Honkyu's going to let it rip onto Bull. They steal away the Dragon. They land the bubble.
ISFJT.
Bull will fall as well.
Does that tell you anything? ISFJT. I don't even know what that is. ISFJT.
Snipes out Redbird to end the fight. 3-0, end the Dragon.
Like this.
And they're gonna
I think.
get that
Could that be right?
In games 1 and game 2,
actually, I should just go on the webpage. 16 personalities.
Double kill on the bot lane once again, but he secures a Dragon to boot.
I am sorry for not like watching the game properly, but
just to deter Honku from getting more plates.
This series is not it. It's just the same every game. At least they're fighting the Drake, you know. At least they're fighting the Drake. It's the first game they're actually trying to fight. I actually prefer this kind of game though. Like I'll give them that. I prefer this kind of game compared to the other games they've been playing.
And it becomes an easy cleanup play.
Your profile.
Executed. The snipe will come through from the mid laner. And Loud,
yeah, you look.
Already in game 3.
Wait.
Yeah, just an overforce. It's kind of a repeat of the scuttle play where they're trying
I don't want to.
How do I do this? There's no way JDG is going to let you get away with that.
Okay, I'll just change quick. Okay, change quick.
He didn't have move and didn't have ult.
No.
So
yes.
There's
This.
no way you're going to win out in a 3v4. You're down on.
Does this tell you anything?
And Annie really doesn't do anything without her ultimate. So Young Jay moving up towards that top
Defender.
Side. Chaozu does have the info that he is there, but will they be able to find
I need to go back
here.
Sorry. There's so many tabs. So many tabs on my OBS. I don't know which one is right anymore.
And Shino picks up a much-needed kill for Loud.
So we are definitely seeing similarities between the games, Azael. Xiaoshu is dying top due to
I have considered going to university, but I would like to study some like very specific stuff then. For example, I'd like to study how to coach people. If that makes sense, how to lead a group of people. I think if I want to like go head coach one day, some kind of course like that would be nice. I'd like to study something like that, I think. For example, I think right now I don't really have the skills to be a head coach, but I do have the skills to be like a positional coach or assistant coach. But if I were to go a course, then maybe I could be a head coach one day. But I think I would have to study how to lead a group of people, if that makes sense. How to learn, I need to learn that skill, I think. Oh, triple Poppy. Oh, shit.
This one is mine as JDG crushed the bot lane fight and look for the sweep.
That was nasty from Junja. Getting that 3-man knock-up combo to allow for Gala to just clean up the fight was beautiful. 5-0-2 now on the Poppy. Kind of stealing the thunder away from the bottom lane. We'll look back and you identified it. A really nice flank comes in from both junglers. One to protect, one
this
to
Poppy
attack.
Was so good now.
The attacker, I mean, he did some serious work. Flash, knock-up combo. Exquisitely done. JDG once again with a firm control over this game.
And Junja even finding Redbird back and live, who will survive. You can see the frustration there on their face. As watching on, feeling pretty happy. Very different experiences being on either side of the rift here, as you can tell. As Gala now feeling super confident with that Triforce completed, and we can see in the Coinbase gold grind. Vampire, a good 600 gold ahead.
Yeah, today and yesterday were kind of sleeper, not gonna lie. I think this event in general has been a little bit sleeper, maybe.
As you look at the itemization between mid, jungle, and bot.
I've never really felt this way about an international tournament before, but I've also only watched twice, right? Like on stream, I've only watched twice. Of course, I watch every international tournament anyway. But of the ones we've done on stream, I feel like this has been kind of sleeper. This entire tournament so far. Is it just because there's like less stakes? Is it because there's less teams slash worse teams? Why is it giving me this feeling? I think, for example, I wouldn't have this for MSI, you know? Is it just because the tournament doesn't mean as much? It feels like it means less, right? Just in general, it feels like it means less. Is that why?
The idea behind the dive, I like it. It's worked for you so far this series, attacking Xiaoshu. It's a place on the map you can make plays.
Less good teams? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same. Like, there's too many matchups where it's just like... We already know how it's gonna go, and you just watch one team suffer and the other team have fun. And that's it. It's almost like, as crazy as it sounds, it's almost like we're watching show matches, no? Minus the troll drafts, I guess. But that feeling, kinda, you know?
He is farming kills right now as he finds himself another one. Junja?
Yeah, Junja with the knockup. Youngjae running out, but again, it's the orbital laser! It's satellites versus sticks and stones. It's just not fair, Vedius.
It's a systematic destruction here in the final game.
Well, hopefully we get some better games tomorrow. I think yesterday and today were for sure the two worst days so far. And hopefully these were the only two bad days in the entire tournament, because tomorrow should be hype and then there's semi-final, right? So semi-day plus final day. So should be better. Should be better.
Against JDG, they have just been dismantled.
I think just today and yesterday there were
no opportunity to have any presence in this series.
JDG definitely looking
too much free win slash free lose feeling from the games.
JDG and Gen.G, two super strong teams from the LPL, from the LCK.
Like FearX versus Wales is just free win slash free lose series. Then we have this JDG versus Loud, free win slash free lose series, and then we had Lyon versus Gen.G, free lose slash free win series, and then we had G2 versus BLG. I guess that was the interesting one. Or on paper, that should have been an interesting one, but it just wasn't very interesting.
Let's see if they can make this one happen. They're TPing up as well. They're going to bring 4 as 3 was looking a little bit sketchy.
So in theory, we've had like 4 best of 5s in a row now, where it's just free win slash free lose for whichever side you want to think about. Unless they kill one! No, they didn't. Almost. Another one! Maybe one, maybe one, maybe one, maybe one. Maybe one, come on, one! Yes.
Gala survives. They do finally get the Jax, as we have seen time and time again. But Chino cannot win this fight. Junja will survive. No one from Loud can stay in the
At least they're fighting this game. I prefer to watch this game than other games, for sure. They gave it a go, this game.
Just desperate at this point. They know how quickly the game is snowballing out of control. They have to make something happen somewhere on the map. But this time around, the cavalry came in clutch. JDG did not want to let their top laner fall once more. And even though he did end up dying, they got 4 kills in exchange. So his goal here is to buy time. The commitment of the TP. Loud feel like they have to get something, but they are so deep at this point. Xiaoshu overstays though. He thinks that I need to buy time for my team to arrive, but he's forced to flash away. Now with the positioning of Gala, nice flash engage from Envy, but look at the damage he gets back off. That Q picking apart Loud, doing so much initial damage, allowing for Xiaoshu to get a double himself. And even though Tibbers gets enraged, he is not angry enough to turn this fight in their favor.
Xiaoshu's always good for one, though. You know? Loud, have someone reliable, and it's Xiaoshu.
Yeah.
They can always go top lane, get one. Xiaoshu's got to be a bit annoyed about how many ganks he's tanking, but the games are absolutely going their way. And this one, again, almost 10,000 gold ahead now at 17 minutes in.
We didn't talk about it. Hongju took tier 2 belt tower.
What if we agree, Vedius? What is the rule for this series?
My bad.
Where did that happen, Vedius?
Sorry,
Where did it happen?
You're right, you have it in the bot lane.
Okay,
we
buddy.
don't go there. You're right. My bad. Hongju now has 2 completed items. if he thought that his orbital strikes weren't doing enough, well, he's just upgraded.
No one thought that. They were doing too much already.
No, there was that one guy.
There's that one guy? Yeah, he's like, oh yeah,
no,
wait, he's not looking very strong in this game.
Well, hopefully this can change his mind.
All right, Spectral Maw coming in, gonna be flashed away there by Vampires. Oh my God. Gala hurts a lot, and here comes Xiaoshu. It's revenge of the top laner. Who's ganking who now? Junja gonna tackle him into the wall. Hostile takeover comes out, buys a little bit of time. Two-man knockup. The Fates call will pull back Redbird. He can peel for Bull, but Bull is
care for the
burning, and
AW. Whoa!
There's one orbital laser, not enough to take down Redbird. As JDG pushing on the base, they're gonna crack the inhibitor at about 18 minutes in.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I've seen something similar.
Yo. They're gonna open.
No, they're gonna try and end the game.
They're gonna try to end the game
We've seen this before.
Oh my God.
They can't, or? Can they?
The tournament. The first Nexus tower is already gone at 18 minutes.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Just go back.
Let's see if they can hold on. JDG says, wait a second. We're just kidding. We're not gonna end. We will back up.
Okay, apparently they've decided that they're not T1 at MSI. But it only takes a single member to overstep from Loud. Okay, they're going to back away. JDG, oh my goodness. They want to end this quickly. They want to end Loud suffering. A dominant series from the LPL second seed that they're looking to just make look even more dominant. JDG completely flipping the script on the perspectives.
They are looking really, really strong as we can hear the Ghost streamers next door to us. We're not sounding too happy about the results through the walls. And JDG looking to try to seal the deal here, of course. They are 30 seconds away from this third dragon. I don't know if it's really going to get to Seoul or not, as they have been crushing this one. And
I mean, they've just committed their TP, so you pretty much just have one person push mid and everyone else push bot. And then you just try and get that second inhibitor, and then the game, it's just an inevitability at that point. You could then play for Baron if you wanted to play it extra safe, but with the gold that they have, I genuinely don't think they need it. Like, look at Envy's items and then look at Hongkyu's. Or don't. I mean, it depends.
I won't. I choose to live in ignorance, Vedius.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, JDG, they can definitely just win with their wallets at this point.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong. And the wave clear is pretty weak over on the Loud side, which is going to make dealing with the super minions that much harder. As Annie and Kalista, not exactly inspiring wave clear. They will pick up that third dragon while they do everything else. Xiaoshu going to be pushing.
They got 0 objectives since the entire series, no? They didn't get a single grub, not a single Drake, not a single Herald, not a single Baron, nothing.
He knows he's got to play safe, but they're still
in the entire series.
Once again,
0.
Just constantly looking to attack him. 3 members here from Loud as Envy's going to come in from behind. Does land the stun. He still has the counter strike available, but going to be chained by Youngjae. He's going to turn around on Youngjae. Youngjae has to flash out. He flashes onto Envy, but surely he will get knocked down. It's a trade.
Got a kill, but at what cost? At the Nexus cost?
Gonna let the spiraling despair rip. Does get pulled
by
the Fates call. Bull
this is so much damage.
him, but almost dies in the effort here.
At the Nexus cost.
JDG looking to close this one out. They're trying to fight it out, but Loud can't do anything. Gala is unstoppable as he has been this whole series long. JDG looking to seal the deal. It's going to be a 3-0 sweep and a date with Lion coming up.